Hello people, welcome to new video. Today is 8th of September, Friday, and we are going to do our usual review of the IRCC data published by them on the Canadian immigration statistics. Let's get into it. One thing, this video will be very quick because I have grown this into a ritual thing, so you can watch my past videos for detailed commentary. And number two, for new viewers, the whole idea of this visualization of the Canadian immigration data is to help you guys understand the latest trends, and then probably you can spot some opportunities that you can use to leverage your case. All right. And most of the things, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you call it, are not known to agents because they are mostly focused on selling their services to you, sign up a contract and get your money. But with this kind of data, you can do your case yourself because you have a wider understanding of the system, how it works. All right. So you don't need to hire an agent. You can just do it yourself. Just keep an eye on my videos because I'm also an aspirant immigrant. All right. So as of today, as I refreshed my dashboard, and we can see that the total number of invitations issued to date is 40,000. And the greatest number of invitations went to the CEC, which is, you can pause my video and have a look at this in detail, or you can watch my past videos for detailed commentary. But here we can see most of the invitations went to CEC class, followed by almost an equal number split between the FSW, which is Federal Skilled Workers Program, and then Provincial Nomination Program. So it seems that the Canadians are growing to like the people who have Canadian experience one way or the other. Most probably, I believe these are the students who went in there, and then as a full-time student, they worked part-time to claim some local experience. All right. So these are the trends that you can keep an eye. Then talking about the destination, it seems that Ontario by far remains the wider choice of all immigrants moving into Canada, and the trend continues since 2017, followed by BC, which is British Columbia, and then lastly a small portion going to Alberta. Again, you can pause my video and have a look at this visualization in detail. Now, this is very important. I have always been, since the time I started these videos, I've always been talking about that if ever you plan to immigrate, do it much early in your life. There are two reasons. Number one, these host countries like Canada, Australia, and maybe others, they don't want old people who are burden on their economy, like medical insurance and all that. They need young blood who is not a burden and helps them to grow their economy. All right. So that's why age matters. Now here we can see clearly, like this dark blue color is representing age group, which is 19 years to 29 years, and it's almost like 60%. So they have invited, total invitation we know is 40,000. So 60% of that 40,000 goes to really, really young people. And these most probably are the graduate level student, like bachelor's level student, all right? So they eventually transfer into CEC. So that's the trend you get from this data. So if you have to move, you start early. And secondly, also, let's say you started your career in your home country, and then like you grow in your career and you become a manager, and by this time you're like in mid-30s. So number one, you have a very low chance of being invited, comparatively at least. And then, when you become a manager, our financial needs grow with our career, and there's something called lifestyle inflation. So for example, if you started at the entry-level job, you might be okay to travel on a motorbike or by bus even, or public transport. But when you go into white-collar jobs on a senior level, then your needs grow, like you're supposed to have a car and all that, right? So when you're immigrating from that level of career, when you go into Canada, Australia, even to Middle East, for example, you don't expect to get hired on the same level. You're always, like if you're moving to Middle East, you might be lucky to move on the same level, or at least -1 level or -2 level at the most. But when you're moving to developed countries like Canada, Australia, you have a high chance of starting your career from zero. And especially Canada is a very expensive country, and very high taxes, and people treat you like garbage, all right, from third world country. So you start like very low jobs. So it becomes, very difficult when you have your family to support, you have kids going to school, and you are a senior professional in 35 year of your job age, manager by your job. So it's very difficult. It's a huge shock. So that's why if you have to move, decide early. But anyhow, here we can see 60% of the invitations went to people who were under 30 years of age, and then almost like 40% went to people who were like in an age bracket of 30 to 39 years, and then very small portion to 40 plus people. Now these 40 plus people could be, I'm sure they are under CEC program. Now IRCC does not release data, otherwise I should be able to drill down and find out. But eventually the key takeaway from here is that if you want to move early. And we can see the same trend since like at least 5 years. Like 50+% of the invitations are going to the young people. All right, now let's go to other visualization. These are now this is a CRS cutoff. CRS is a comprehensive ranking system, which is like a points-based system, and based on that, if your score is above that CRS or cutoff, they call it, only then you get invited. If you're below, then you have to wait in the line. So here we can see that pink color is like 450 to 500 points. Now this is the way they group their data. I can't really segregate this, but I'm sure the average cutoff these days is about 480 points. So most of these people here under this 49% would be above 475 points for sure. But somehow, I mean, I can't break it because that's the way they group their data before publishing it. And then we can see about 20% going to 500 plus points, and then 600 plus points is something we don't even need to discuss. So whenever you are planning to immigrate to Canada, do not listen to consultants and do not listen to the garbage by agents. There's a tool you can find easily using Google. Just type CRS calculator. IRCC Canada is an official tool, and open that link. Just enter your parameters like age, education, marital status, and some other information in there. It will tell you what is your estimated CRS, and from there, if you see, for example, it is well below 475, then you don't stand a chance. You might have to think other ways, like going as a student or trying to find a nomination from a province and all that. All right, so these are the things you learn once you look at the data. Now, all right, so let's go to the second thing. Ignore this. It's kind of cluttered, but let's see this one. Now, this chart or this table shows you the top 15 citizens who have moved into Canada. And we can see here our Indian friends they have the lion's share of people moving into Canada, about 20,000 so far in 23, followed by Chinese, then Nigerians, and some people from UK, and lastly, fifth nation is Pakistan, which is like meager, like 900 or 1,000 is nothing. And then we can drill down by the stream. So here we can see also a clear trend. First of all is nationals, Indian nationals, and then we can see what kind of program they are moving into. So here they are moving into CEC, and as I said, I'm damn sure these guys were students, young people. They went probably for a graduate course, gained some experience by working part-time, and then they applied for PR, and eventually they got invited. So key takeaway, you have a higher chance once you are young, plus it is easy to move in as a student. It may be expensive for some people, but that's the only way. And you can pause my video here. I'm opening all the table, at least for top 5 nationalities. And you can like pause and study this in detail, but there's a very kind of interesting trend here. So Indians, Chinese are moving as students, it seems, while Nigerians and Pakistanis are moving as skilled workers. So this is a clear contrast between the approach of the nations. I think the Indian approach, moving as a student, gain local experience, and then apply for PR, it means you have an almost guaranteed chance of staying in Canada for a long term, get your work permit, and then eventually work towards your citizenship. Now, lastly, it's working just good. Actually, last time I was trying to upgrade this, it was broken. So this is the total number of candidates in the pool. So we can see about 210,000 people, and the people who have a score of 480 or above are 13,000, and these contribute or constitute about 6% of the total pool. Now, this is something I've been talking about in details in my past videos. So then we have a stratification here. For example, this is my experience-based learning, that anybody from this point towards the right, like 471 and above scores, they have like a guaranteed chance of being invited. The people who are like 475, they are still on the borderline, but anybody above 480 is like a matter of time only. They will eventually get invited and they can move into Canada. But anybody who is below 450 points, that's why I'm showing them in red or orange, or 50 points or below, you don't really have a chance. It means that the key takeaway here is that you have to find other ways. For example, you have to apply for employers to get a job offer, which is very difficult, but it's easy for computer scientists, network engineers, construction workers, engineers, and all those kind of professions. But if you're in accounting and finance, then you're out of luck. Like me, I have a bot running for like last 2 years, and I still don't get anyone willing to sponsor me, because accounting and finance is a very easy job. Anybody can do it, right? It's not a rocket science. So that's also a lesson, that what kind of field you must choose for your kids. Anyhow, so you can pause the video and study this in detail. The key takeaway here, if your score is below 470 points or 460 or whatever, then you have to work towards other ideas to get invited. In case you are 480 plus, then you just have to wait. You don't need to pay anybody, agent or so-called consultants. Save your money and do your case yourself, and it's a matter of time that you will move. All right, so that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will do my best to respond. Thank you and goodbye.